Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Height of the oil boom, I bet they were scrambling for houses, and then...
When was the height?
Yeah.
1918 is when we came to Kansas, and they were busy then building houses for the families, because then for a few years then, quite a few years, there was lots of activity and lots of people out on the leases and in town.
And during the 20s, there was a family that lived on the Guston lease. And then went to Chase. Had
My folks must have come here in...
And Mr. Moshe got tuberculosis, and the company built a big sunroom on the back of their house, all windows on 3 sides, so that he could be kept at home and have the best care that anybody knew about at that time. And they had a large family. Well, two girls and 2 boys that I remember about. 3 girls. 3 girls? Yeah.
And his name was Henry Doherty?
Yeah. Henry. The initial, yes.
That was unanimous.
But you see, he did all these things, but I think he wanted the glory too, because he named this fraternity for the men for himself. Mm-hmm. And his name was uppermost on this calendar that was put out every year.
With his picture.
Yeah, and so he was paternalistic.
Okay.
But it was a good kind of paternalism then, because all of these people had incomes throughout the Depression. And so.
But I think city service remained a caring company.
Yes, it did.
Throughout the years, you know, I felt like there was still a strong kinship in the 50s.
Interestingly enough, not only a caring company, but a company that cared for the environment in a time when industry didn't usually. I know my grandfather used to get so angry at some of the little independent companies that would let their oil spills get into the creeks and that kind of thing, because that was prohibited by city service if they could help it. And
that was really before the environmental
that was before the environmental movement.
Pat, not only that, when the NRA went into effect, they cut the men's hours down. I know they cut my dad's hours down to 5 hours a day, so they could hire new men and give them jobs.
Oh, okay.
I've heard that story where they would cut the wages or the hours so they could have 2 families working instead of just one.
Yeah, that
spread the wealth.
Mr. Lockard worked with my dad.
All right. What was the reaction of your dad to that? Because that, although he would keep a job, he would receive less pay in order someone else was. How was the general reaction?
You know, at first, he wondered how we would get along, you know, but it all worked out. And Mr. Lockard was a really nice man, and so they got along just fine. They never had a bit of trouble.
So all of you are about the same, and would you consider yourselves, looking back, or would you consider yourself, now I'm only talking dollars, not relationships, would you be considered poor, middle, or middle?
About middle.
About middle. Okay.
Middle class values.
Yeah, but middle class values, but I was talking about income also. You would consider yourself, which was very good during those years.
It was probably low, but we didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
Because the attitude was, this is the way it is. You just
I've heard that so many times. You didn't know any better. You didn't know any other way.
And everyone we lived with was the same. You didn't have any.
See, we moved 3 times with the company.
Okay, what did you say?
What did you say?
I heard you. I want you to say it out loud. What did I say?
Oh, there weren't many choices.
Okay.
But we all were the same. You know,
we were.
We all didn't have quite enough money, but we all had enough money to live comfortably,
Okay.
sort of.
And really, Oil Hill wouldn't even have been there if El Dorado had taken us in, and they didn't want Oil Hill trash. That's the reason I brought up that remark. Because there are people in town who said they did not associate with Oil Hill trash.
And that's us. These are these nice people.
And our education system was so much better than they had.
That's true. I'll tell you a little story, little Pat. My mother, she was downtown one day, and this was before she married my stepfather, but anyhow, she noticed a man was putting up for sale signs, you know, on the store. She told him, said, "You're putting this up at the wrong time." And he asked her why, and she said, "Paychecks won't be in until, you know, at the end of the week." So he took signs down and waited until the end of the week.
Everyone knew when payday was.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
payday was once a week,
Twice a month.
twice a month,
The 3rd and the 18th.
3rd and the 18th.
I said we started in Bartlesville, and then we went to Chase, and then we came to Oil Hill. But the company always moved us,
Oh, okay.
so it was rich good.
And did you have to bring every single thing with you? The cooking stove, the heating stove?
Everything.
It was a empty house. You had to
Right.
bring everything with you. Okay.
In the kitchen cabinet.
Yeah. And we
Even the what?
Kitchen cabinet, we
and
didn't
we
have
didn't
those.
have much kitchen cabinet when we moved.
We had them old porcelain kitchen cabinets.
Oh, is that what they call the pie saver? Is that?
No,
That's-
this
okay.
was
Like we have on our
the
list.
cabinet that had a
Porcelain.
flower beam.
Like the Hoosier.
one
The Hoosier
end,
cabinet.
Oh,
cabinet.
and,
okay. I'll have to go out and look at
everybody-
Look at the lease house.
But everybody had
Yeah,
different
yeah.
This is all, this
We
is
had
all
different
brand new.
things.
And my dad built ours, so, you know, you did your own
Well,
thing.
they pulled out.
Yeah, the
Flour sifter.
flat part where
I
you
thought the
roll
pie
out your
saver
biscuits and
had a
stuff while I
flour
pull that
beam.
out.
Pie saver is just a big separate kettle with lunch.
That's ventilated.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
mainly the
I
same.
think you're thinking of the right thing, it's just the wrong word. Okay, I don't know. Is it? Yeah.
With the Empire Company and the City Service Company. And I really don't know how our books were furnished, but Oil Hill furnished
Yeah,
school
they furnished
books.
the books.
And we were taught to care for our books.
Yeah.
And, and they also furnished athletic equipment.
Yeah.
And we had, now the girls didn't, but the boys had basketball team and softball. The girls had softball too.
And later basketball.
Well, we had gym classes.
Well, not in the 20s and
We had
30s.
gym classes.
But
You're just a baby too.
we had real gym classes with a real gym teacher
Yeah.
and equipment in the gym and real showers. And they furnished our towels and did the laundry of our towels for us to take showers and after our gym classes. Girls' gym, boys' gym, different times.
So did the company build the school? Did they build the building, or
Well,
did
the taxes did.
The what did?
The taxes from the oil
But you see, it was high
But you know, our
tax.
school was so far ahead of the El Dorado schools that, well, I don't know about you guys, but I coasted the freshman year.
We all did.
We all did.
Yes, we did.
Because we were
had
so
to-
far
we don't-
advanced
We thought we were
that
so-
we were just repetitious.
Well,
We went in
and
there.
I think that Mr. Bigler taught his teachers to talk to the students in the right way. I don't ever remember being bawled out at school. I'm sure there might have been individual kids who misbehaved, but as a class, we never were bawled out or talked rough to. They always said, "What a good class," and "You know how to do things," and "This class is a good class," and they built us up.
When I asked her, I got a spanking in the first grade.
Well, you did that.
That does not surprise me.
Well, yes.
That's why I think other people should write a story on Jack. I think he won't be completely honest
And
with
remember Frank Castley?
Yes.
He was a naughty boy.
Yes.
And
What was his name?
Frank Castley.
All right, why do you say he was a naughty boy? What did he do that made him a naughty boy?
Jump up in class and make noise.
Really?
Just a disruptor.
He wasn't naughty as we know naughty now.
Yeah.
But he made noise and
He was disruptive.
yes, that's most.
In
Did
any
the
way,
schools-
it's probably Hunter.
Did the schools have like school pictures? I've seen school annual, I've seen the school report cards in
we
the
did.
50s. Did you have a school annual?
We had
Some years.
school day memories that we had classes, the English classes did it. In fact, one of them here, Audine was the editor and I was the assistant editor, and I noticed there were different groups, and they'd have news from different classes and pictures. I noticed Junior Holiday drew the pictures. I didn't remember that he drew. So it's...
Now, see, that must have been every year that they did that, because I have one of those even from
Yeah, this is the size.
the 40s. But then occasionally they would put out an annual, and I know we used to have a little red one that we can't find that was P36, and it has all, and I think those had, maybe not individual,
I think
maybe
those were just
didn't
done
happen
by
very often, just occasionally.
Well, I think we had one every year.
Later on,
don't
then,
you?
in the
Remember? I had one in the 8th grade. In the 8th grade, we had it.
All right, now if you brought something and you're willing to let us borrow it, please let you know Jack's hiding his book as quickly as he can.
I'd like to have a copy
Don't
of that,
blame you,
Jack.
You already got one, haven't you?
We do, and we are guarding it.
Yeah, I have one of
I'll
those
put this back over there. I'll give you that back.
Okay.
Well, they've got names, and make sure there's names and addresses and...
Make sure, well, and I have
their
everybody's address, but rather than mail, I may...
The best place to look for oil is in an oil field. This semi-humorous truism is characteristic of those who pursue the reworking and redrilling of large old oil fields as a less expensive but effective way to increase reserves. Such was the perception of Vess Oil Corporation in 1997 when it decided to acquire the El Dorado field from Oxy USA. The El Dorado field sits atop a buried mountain chain called the Nemaha Ridge. The great height of these deep granite domes, along with the presence of many layers of overlying porous rock, provide the necessary ingredients. Every combination of structure, faulting, and stratigraphy yield yet another mystery to be unraveled by the geologic and engineering team of Vess Oil Corporation. Despite 85 years of probing by city service, later absorbed by Oxy USA, these opportunities still exist, although no one believes that the massive levels of past activity can ever be realized again. The exploitation team of Vess Oil Corporation believes that such fields yield opportunities even when no new traps are found, simply by utilizing more efficient production methods via new technology. In this way, oil can now be extracted that was previously considered uneconomical. The El Dorado field has been a cornerstone for the regional economy since 1915 and has given birth to many companies, some of which are today large firms that have grown far beyond the local area. Vess Oil Corporation intends to continue on in that tradition by taking on the new challenges posed by the ancient grounds of El Dorado to wherever they may lead into the new millennium.
Well, but this is the superintendent of District 36.
Oh,
He was the
And-
one saying no Halloween trick or
Well,
treating.
and he didn't really believe in fairy tales either. He brought up his children not to know about that kind of thing. And he was, and you see, and he also was the instigator of the church there, the community church that met in the gym.
20s and 30s.
Okay.
And, but that's interesting. I didn't know he'd started the community church.
Well, he actually didn't. He may have started in the gym, but long before that, the Methodist Conference sent ministers to different little communities. There was a little community west of Oil Hill called Porterville, and I went to church there when I was just a...
The school had a Christmas cantata, and it involved the children from kindergarten through 8th grade. And so the whole community came because that's what you did in Oil Hill. It was all family and community oriented. And
Well, all the girls would make up a little meal and put it in a box, and they'd raffle them off.